Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on another project using our Bargain Bead Box Midnight Skies. This one's going to be a simple little necklace. Let's turn down and we'll get started with that. We've got some soft flex medium beading wire. I chose tanzanite this time, and a few crimp tubes. Then we've got from our Bargain Bead, well, we also have a lobster claw and a couple of oval beads from my bead stash and some bead caps from my stash, since I used most of the other ones in the other necklace. So how we're going to do this is, these are from our bead box, of course, and here's our chain. This chain is going to go up the back of our necklace. I've got about, I think of 10 inches to a foot here. Let's check that, shall we? We have 10 inches of chain. Then we have three of the three remaining star barrel beads. We're going to put those like this. And then these big bead caps out of my stash are going to go on either side of those. We're going to put the mermaid beads in the middle here and up both sides. And then we're going to also put these glass rondelles, making sure we have the same color on either side here. And then we have two for over here and two for over here. Then we have these bead caps are going to go on the mermaid beads. And then we have a little star, a English cut, a little star, and one of the tiny labradorites. And we're going to do that, of course, on both sides. So that is our necklace piece. So now we just have to string it up. So we'll get out some soft flex. And we can see we're going to need at least this much. But I'm going to string this straight on the spool so I don't have to worry about not having enough. So we'll put a bead stopper on this side, and we'll just start putting our beads onto our string, or our beading wire. If I can find the little hole, that is. There we go. Now I chose these really big bead caps because I wanted them to cover up the white and stuff on the ends of these. And they're not very, they're relatively flat, so they don't make a big splashy signature there. There we are, about halfway. So let's just keep on going. This particular bead has a little bit of damage right there, but that's all right because the bead cap is going to hide that fact. Let's not lose that. Now there we are, all strung up. Now I want this to be a relatively short necklace so that it lays right on your, more or less on your breastbone, so that it's would really be pretty with a shirt or dress with a lower collar. So we will move this down here, and we're going to cut our wire right here. Now, let's check and see how long our wire ended up being in case anybody wants to know. It is a little over 11 inches. We could have done with 11. I like to give myself a relatively good bit of wire at the ends so that it's easier to get into our crimp and get it turned perfectly. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to cut our chain here in half, since we'll have one half for one side and one half for the other. And I put it on my bead reamer, or if you have an awl, that would work perfectly well, and bring it all the way down so I can see where this last link is at. So it looks like it's going to be this one. So we'll cut that open. And we'll see if we got that cut right. Yep, looks like it's perfect. So now that we have this cut, we have two choices. We can put our jump ring and our lobster claw on the back end, or we can just attach it right to the necklace now. And you can also do this one of two ways. Use a jump ring here, or connect it directly to the chain. I'm going to put it directly to the chain. So we need 2 crimp tubes. There we go. And our magical crimpers. So we've got a divot right in here where you put the crimp tube in. These only work with 2x2 tubes, so that's what we're going to use. So we'll get a tube on the end and hook it to the chain. So open this up. Rory's sounding a little upset. He's probably not sure where Finnegan is. Those two are good buddies, and whenever Rory can't find Finnegan, he starts screaming like that. So that's what that's about. So we want to get it straight in there. And now we want to put the tube right directly in the middle of that divot. And then you squish it. Turn it, squish it again, and continue to turn and squish until it doesn't squish anymore. So there we go. Now I sincerely doubt that this wire is going to go through this little labradorite, and it won't. So we want to get a good tug test on there, and then get out our clippers and clip off this little bit of extra tail right at the crimp bead. So then we'll slide that back over to that side. We'll take off this, get our crimp tube on this side, and then put it through our chain, come down and put it on to here. Now, as you can see, I have more wire than I needed. I could have made do with probably, a good 1/2 inch to 1 inch less. Like I said, I'd rather have the wire so I don't have to fight with the turn. That looks good. And then cut off the little bit of extra. So now that we've got that in, put the tube in the divot and squish and turn and squish, turn and squish until, like I say, it doesn't squish anymore, which it's not doing. Tug test, and then get in and cut this excess off really close to your crimp tube. There we go. And there is that section done. And now all we have to do is put on our lobster on one side and our clasp on the other. Now, if we wanted this to be longer, we could put an extender chain on it, which I might do because it could probably use a little bit of extra, just in case, you don't want it way up close to your neck. Because this is only, let's see how long it is. A little over 17. When we put on the lobster claw and the oval jump ring, it's going to be about 18, which is about the length that I wanted it to be, but some people might want it longer. So we'll get the lobster claw on this side. But before we put this one on, I'm going to go find an extender chain. We'll be right back. I've got us an extender chain. This one has a little heart on the bottom of it. Now, before I hook this on, I'm going to make sure that my lobster claw will fit all right in the extender chain pieces. And it goes on. So that's all that it needs to be. It could have used a slightly larger chain, but we'll make do with this one. Because like I say, it does clasp, it does close, so it's all right. So let's open this up. And we'll put this on. Along with this. Now, if this was a smaller lobster claw, it would go on really easy with no problem. But this is a larger one. I like to use a larger one whenever possible, if I've got them, because people who have difficulty with their hands, it's much easier to maneuver this large one than a really small one would be. So there's our necklace all finished. Pretty simple, but I think it's really pretty. Now, if you wanted, you could take some more chain and come down in here and hang another piece somewhere and a dangle, and that would be really pretty. In fact, the other necklace I have designed, which we will make pretty soon, we'll make a video of it pretty soon, it does have a dangle hanging down from it. So there is this necklace, and it's, like I say, pretty simple, but I think it's really pretty. And it is about 18 inches right here at the original clasp. If you want, this is what, 2 or 3 inches for our extender chain, so you definitely can make it be, it looks like it's 2.5. So you can, make it be 20 inches if you want it longer. So there is our necklace. I hope you enjoyed making this pretty necklace from Bargain Bead Box Midnight Skies with me. It is, like I say, 18 inches. Go right up here. Of course, my hair is pulling it away further, so I have to take that out. But, see, that would be great with a shirt that's not up there right at your neck. Very pretty. I think it turned out really nicely. I hope you enjoyed making it with me. I enjoyed making it with you. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.